working on a real tough headache on the sidelines. Isaac Holt not only got the big block, he got the big hit on Givens.
Warren Moon is Oilers trailing by 3, but they have won 4 straight here at home, 7 straight overall, 4 straight this year, that is. And Troy Aikman, who helped engineer an impressive Dallas Cowboy drive to end the first half and led to their final field goal, a 37-yarder by Willis, who's just about set to tee it up. Quarterbacks, one's been around a long time and one's relatively young, but they can definitely both get the job done, and both have looked good today.
Now the Cowboy offensive line has allowed Aikman to have this wonderful percentage that's both exactly the same for both quarterbacks percentage-wise, and Moon has gone down just one time. Aikman is yet to be sacked today.
No touchdowns or interceptions by either, and I would bet the mortgage that that's going to change before this one's over. 13-10, Dallas with the lead, trying to go to 7-3. The Oilers at 7-2 coming in. They'll get the football first to start the third quarter. Willis kick will go to Alan Pinkett at the 5. And Pinkett finds some room, and he's out to the 35. Nice run back. James Washington finally brought him down. A 30-yard return by Pinkett. And we got a penalty marker down and a Cowboy player down. Illegal block's going to negate a good run back of 30 yards.
Going to get Gary Brown, number 33, for an illegal block on Mr. Special Teams, Bill Bates.
Illegal block on the return team, number 33, 10 yards, first down.
Check out number 40 here, Bill Bates, and there's Brown, reaches out with his right hand and holds him, clips him, pushes him.
Whatever you want to call it, you can call it. Bates, one of the top special teams players in the NFL. Ernest Givens, headache and all, back in the Oiler lineup.
I've seen all those catches that his replacement has had.
Wants to get back to work.
You bet.
From the 12. Moon throws it out, in and out of the hands of Curtis Duncan. And Ike Holt was there to let him know he was in the area. Ike Holt's put some real shots on some players today, including Ernest Givens earlier. Now let's hear him hit Curtis Duncan on this one. Curtis Duncan will remember that one for a play or two.
Well, they're going to start calling Ike the headache man. He's delivering. He's given out a few today.
Isaac Holt, part of the trade that sent Herschel Walker to the Minnesota Vikings.
You see at 198 pounds, he brings something along with that hit. He's got good size.
From the 12, Moon on 2nd and 10, in and out of the hands of Haywood Jeffries on the far side, and another good hit put on over there by Larry Brown, the other Dallas cornerback. Brown out of TCU.
Well, the one thing that the Cowboys are going to do defensively in this game as cornerbacks, both Brown and Holt, they're responsible for looking in the backfield and keying off the remaining running back, and that's Alan Pinkett, and they will key coverage. If he comes to their side, they'll roll the coverage that way. If he goes away, they'll roll it the other way, and it's been pretty effective so far.
3rd and 7 or more. That's what the Oilers have done on the year, and they've got a full 10 here from their own 12-yard line. I think there was motion on the right side. Ernest Givens looked like he came out of his stance just a bit. Let's see if that's the call. If it is, it'll be 3rd and 15.
False start, number 1 on the offense, still 3rd down.
They call it on Warren Moon.
Well, they probably got him for a head bob, and that's where you try to draw the defense off sides by moving your head. Watch Warren's head here as he's going through his cadence, and that's a terrible call. They got Maggs as a guy that went off sides, number 78 there. Warren Moon didn't move at all.
Yeah, I think Ernest Givens moved on this side too. I think there was a couple of guys other than Moon guilty of an infraction there. As it is, it's the same end result, 3rd and 15. And now Moon, if he throws, will be doing so near his own goal line. He's going to throw a middle screen to Pinkett with flags down again. Pinkett got it out to the 15-yard line. Thrown in the general vicinity. You would think of a holding on the Oilers, and if that's the case, the Cowboys can decline this one.
Now, this is 6 penalties now against Houston today, and it seems like almost all of them have been on 3rd down against their offense. Offsides, holding here.
Number 63, offense. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
It's Munchak on this one, Dan.
Well, let's see Munchak, number 63. He's right here at left guard. Watch him on the takedown move here. As Maryland comes his way, splits the double team, but Munchak playing on a very tender left knee. That's all he could do but bring him down.
Greg Montgomery finally gets a punt away. And Calvin Martin takes it to 33 with a lot of room to work. All the way out near midfield. About a 16-yard return after a 52-yard punt. Calvin Martin, who doesn't get to contribute as much as a wide receiver anymore after being one of Dallas' top players in that capacity, but still a good return man, sure-handed.
Well, that's all they're really asking him to do, Brad, is catch the ball, get as much as you can, but the number one thing is secure the catch, give the ball back to our offense in good shape. But let's not have any turnovers, and Martin has done that extremely well.
Talk about a wasted possession for the Oilers. 45 seconds is all they had. They lost yardage, and now Dallas takes over at its own 49, and Emmitt Smith goes straight ahead for about 6 yards, almost 7. Sean Jones in on the stop along with Al Smith, the inside linebacker. Emmitt Smith right now is in his longest stretch without a 100-yard game. He's got to go back to October 6th against Green Bay to find a 100-plus game. It's a good gain here.
Well, watch the push of the entire offensive line. Tuanay clears out Lathan way down the field. And as you mentioned, Brad, that was a 7-yard gain on a very simple running play.
Couple of tight ends in there. Novacek, of course, who's the receiver type. Alfredo Roberts also in there. And Smith out of the eye will get it again. Flags down. And Emmitt Smith down close to first down yardage, but again a penalty marker early in that play. Lamar Lathan again tracked down Emmitt Smith to make the stop. And an Oiler down as well.
And one lined up in the neutral zone. Another penalty against Houston.
Automatic first down for the Cowboys. You know, back in the Jerry Glanville era, the Oilers were known as a highly penalized team, but they have straightened that out.
Offsides. Number 93 on the defense, lining up in the neutral zone. This 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
They straightened it out up until today.
Well, the unusual thing is how many penalties they've had on their offense, and especially in those 3rd down situations. They have really hurt the Oiler cause.
Cowboys still by 3. Smith loses yardage this time. William Fuller drops him for about a 2-yard loss. Fuller out of North Carolina, having one of his better years.
Yeah, you know he's having a good year when you get a nickname. They're calling him the Fuller Rushman with 7.5 sacks. That's a total that's good enough to be number 2 in the AFC.
Second down and 13 for the Cowboys. Backed up to the 42. Blitz on. Aikman in trouble. Got rid of it and really was swarmed under by Columbia Blue. Johnny Meads on the blitz, just one of many back there to meet Troy Aikman.
And it's an unusual type of blitz because they brought the middle linebacker 54 Al Smith as well as number 91 here, Johnny Meads. But boy, I tell you what, Emmitt Smith just gave his quarterback up for Meads. He whiffed on Meads as he was coming in. We've seen Smith take out one linebacker earlier. That time he dipped his head and didn't even get a glove on him.
Tommy Agee checks into the Cowboy backfield, and Calvin Martin comes in as a 3rd wide receiver. He's in a slot to the right side on 3rd and 13. Again, some pressure on Aikman. He goes deep over the middle. It is almost intercepted by Dishman. Mike Dumas, I stand corrected, not Dishman.
Well, this is an outstanding job of the secondary anticipating the cut by the receiver. Watch as Aikman throws this ball. The Oiler is in front of the Cowboy. Dishman with a super job on Alvin Harper, anticipating the deep turn-in route, and the Oilers almost come up with an interception.
And now Saxon will have to punt. Coleman back for the Oilers. The Oilers would love to return the block punt favor. Saxon, one of the better kickers in the league, at dropping it inside the 20. And boy, did he ever put a beauty out there at about the 3-yard line. Second time today, Saxon has dumped one inside the 5. Stan Smigala helped his cause on the special teams. Still, the Cowboys with a lead by 3. 12-13 to go, third quarter. Gibbons in motion, and White will try it, and a big hole for Lorenzo White all the way out to the 20. His first carry, and he made it count for 16 yards.
Now running it off the left side of the Oiler line. Watch Maggs come out and Munchak. White gets in behind, and this is his first carry of the day. Picks up a wonderful gain. There's Matthews with a nice cutoff block as well. But Matthews, what a luxury you have as an offensive line when you can take an all-pro guard, as Bruce was, and now move him to center. That just makes your offensive line that much stronger.
Lorenzo White had a touchdown last week against the Redskins, but also a fumble that led to an Ernest Biner score. Moon on first down. Out to Jeffries. A nice move to get about 4 yards out of it. Danny Noonan got all the way back there to help out on the tackle along with Larry Brown.
5 yards.
Sixth catch of the day for Jeffries for 67 yards.
And in talking to Bruce Matthews about the switch from guard to center, he says that in this system, the run and shoot system, all these guys up front they play more of a generic offensive line. There's really not that much difference between the blocks that you have. The one thing he says is the collisions are a lot less violent at center.
He's been an all-pro at guard, and they say he is playing an all-pro season at center. White left side, first down, and a batch more out to the 40. Ray Horton tracked him down. Lorenzo White off to a good start, 15 more yards.
One of the real battles along that left side is between Don Maggs and Jim Jeffcoat. You see Maryland standing up here. He's not even down in his stance until the last second. He gets cut off by Matthews. Maggs turns out on Jeffcoat, and another big gain for Lorenzo White.
So much for bad field position, as the Oilers have 85 on the ground, and another first down just inside their own 40 from the gun. Warren Moon, plenty of time. Still looking and trying to go to Drew Hill, or did he try to go to Tony Jones?
Well, he was going to Tony Jones, and Drew Hill, seeing the ball in the air and doing as all good receivers should do, he went for it and knocked it away from Tony Jones. This ball is designed to go to the outside here to Jones, who's open. Hill was as well. But Warren knows one thing. He hasn't had this happen very often.
Ooh. Drew Hill was actually more open than Tony Jones. There was nobody near him. Second time today, the Oilers have had a couple of receivers in the same spot. Both have fallen incomplete. 2nd and 10. Draw play, White. And Lorenzo White got it out to the 47. Jack Del Rio is there. It'll bring up 3rd down and a long 3.
The biggest thing the Oilers have to avoid here in a 3rd down situation is another penalty.
That's right.
They've had quite a few in this most crucial of situations.
Jack Pardee in his 2nd season as head man of the Oilers. 16 wins, 10 losses coming into this one. 3rd down, 3 to go. Lorenzo White stays in there. He's already got 38 yards on the ground. Warren Moon out in the flat. Ernest Gibbons made the catch, first down, and then some. Still on his feet. He's all the way to the 25.
Cowboys are claiming that Gibbons stepped out of bounds up around the 35-yard line. See, the coaches are just hot.
Boy, if he didn't, he sure put the brakes on, because I thought he was going out too.
Well, it's the blitz coming. Here's the hot receiver. Let's see those quick, happy feet. Oh, that's a heck of a job by Ernest Gibbons.
Whoa.
He's out of bounds there, though.
Yep.
That left foot stepped on the outside.
Oilers
and
trying to
now
run a
the
play.
officials come up. They just saw that replay as Moon hurried him to the line of scrimmage. They're going to bring this one back.
Warren tried to get the Oilers offense up there and did, but the officials stopped it just before the snap.
Well, and remember what happened last week when Moon was sacked by the Redskins. Joe Gibbs called timeout, gave the officials in the booth time to review it. But watch this left foot. That one's close.
The field is that the runner did not
and that one's
step
out of bounds. The ruling on the field is that he did not step out of bounds, but that left foot was clearly out of bounds.
Our replay official, Jack Fetty, today, and the head of the NFL officials, Jerry Siemens, also in attendance at the Astrodome. We talked to him before the game. So they take a look upstairs.
You know, and we show that replay in slow motion, and if we show it in regular speed, they probably won't see it.
They're going to leave the play alone, I think.
Now this is unusual because what do you have to see to be out of bounds? That left foot was clearly out of bounds.
Well, Ernest Gibbons has probably only got about size 8s. Maybe it was just the ball of his foot and his heel didn't go out of bounds. At any rate, the Oilers get to keep it. It's 1st and 10 Houston at the Dallas 25 from the shotgun. The run and shoot is shooting again. Lorenzo White out of the backfield to the 19-yard line. And he got about 7. Russell Maryland backpedaling to help out on the tackle.
Cowboys are working harder to get some pressure on the quarterback. Let's check out who gets close this time. Moon has to come off his primary receiver. There's Tolbert coming from the blind side, but a nice move by White to pick up extra yardage. But look at the hit, the back of the head by Tony Tolbert right on Warren Moon.
Warren Moon over 200 yards in the air now. 209 for the All-Pro quarterback. And his team trails 13-10, but they're in an area where they can do no worse. Hasn't thrown a touchdown pass, though, in over a couple of games. They're down close enough where they can at least tie it on this drive. Moon across the middle. 1st and goal, Houston. And it's Drew Hill.
Normally you'll see a defense get tired because an offense will run the ball at them and just wear them down. Right now the Oilers offense with this run and shoot is wearing out the Cowboy defense. In fact, they just sent in about 3 fresh defensive linemen.
1st and goal for Houston at the Dallas 7. A touchdown here. They'll have the lead for the first time today. Lorenzo White. He's been a workhorse this drive. He got it down near the 2. Jack Del Rio made the tackle. We mentioned Warren Moon having gone 9 quarters without a touchdown pass. Last week was the first game where he didn't throw for a score, and that snapped a string of 21 straight games with at least 1 touchdown toss. Should check the other scores from around the league. Here it is 13-10 Dallas, and Houston trying to change it. They started this drive at their own 4, and they've gone 94 yards in 9 plays. 2nd and goal for the Oilers. Hill, Gibbons, and Jeffries to the left. Jones to the right. Lorenzo White, the single setback, gets the call, and he won't get there. Might have gotten a half yard. That's it.
Well, the critics of the run and shoot will always come to this goal line situation and say that this is the biggest deficiency of this system. We're seeing the Oilers now for the 2nd time inside the 5-yard line, having a lot of difficulty punching it across. But you know one thing, that Lorenzo White having a heck of a series here on this drive. He's trying to atone for last week's fumble against Washington that led to a Washington touchdown.
There you see it's been over 6 minutes and the length of the field. But now it's 3rd and goal for the Oilers. Play fake. Moon in trouble. And it's almost intercepted by Isaac Holt. Tony Jones, the closest receiver.
And it's a couple of Huskies that were getting tangled up there. Ray Horton, from his weak safety spot, was ready for the Warren Moon, the old University of Washington alum, on the bootleg. Put enough pressure on Warren where he couldn't get the ball to his receiver.
Cowboys had a collision in the end zone. Washington slow to get up, and Isaac Holt still hasn't gotten up.
Watch from the right side of the screen. Number 20, Ray Horton, will come with the pressure on Warren Moon. That's a heck of a job. He forces Moon to throw it in a crowd. And James Washington gets hit on top of the head by one of the Oiler receivers.
And you'll see Isaac Holt come in with a hand that actually knocked the ball away. He was part of that 3-car pileup, and he's still down.
But the key thing on that play was that Horton put his hands up to obstruct Moon's vision, but he didn't stop running. He kept accelerating, trying to get to the quarterback. Many times you'll see defensive guys stick their hands up trying to block a pass, and they stop running, and that gives the quarterback more time. Let's check this out. Watch as Ray raises his hands, but he's still running after the quarterback. Heads up play.
The Oilers' only touchdown came following an 88-yard drive. This one went 94 yards and will be capped by a field goal attempt upcoming once Isaac Holt is up. Oilers have had 20 drives this season of over 70 yards, but they find that last 10 yards, 5 yards, whatever the case might be, sometimes to be the tough ones. Well, Isaac Holt, who put Ernest Givens out of the game in the first half, is now the one down on the turf here at the Astrodome.
Yeah, somebody said something about what goes around comes around, and it does in this league. Ain't nobody safe out there.
Talked to Isaac before the game and asked him if it helps to have played against the Oilers in the preseason scrimmages and the preseason games, and he says at least you get a feel for how speedy their receivers are, so it does help. But that's just a good old-fashioned collision in the end zone that Isaac Holt's on the bottom of.
And last week Holt got drilled in the back by Bill Bates, so he came into the game with a very tender back. But this is a good sign, seeing him up and walking off the field. He'll be back.
He's made some big plays today. Blocked a punt, has a 3-tackle day so far, and just knocked down a would-be touchdown toss. And that'll bring out Al Del Greco.
Holt has really made a heck of a comeback from earlier in the year when he gave up touchdown passes in 3 straight games.
Well, we know Al can hit him from long range. He hit from 52, a career long, earlier in the game. This is a 20-yard field goal attempt to try to give us our second tie of the day. Snap a little wide, but the kick is good. 5 minutes, 33 seconds to play, third quarter. The Cowboys and the Oilers are deadlocked at 13. The House of Pain has been painful for some today. We've got a good ball game between the Cowboys and the Oilers, tied at 13. Ike Holtz, one of the pained members of the Dallas Cowboys, took a shot to the ribs. His return is questionable, but he broke up Warren Moon's pass attempt in the end zone and forced Del Greco's field goal, which just deadlocked this game. 94-yard drive, capped by the field goal.
The Cowboys need Isaac Holt because Warren Moon and company are not through.
Gant right, back deep. Gant's going to have a chance at this one from the 2. Got a little opening across the middle and got a nice return out of it out near the 29-yard line. Don't forget, coming up next, it's the final round coverage of the Amoco Centel Championship from Hilton Head, South Carolina. Jim Thorpe right now is your leader. That's golf action today, following football right here on CBS Sports. The 40-something. Some of us qualify for that age-wise, some don't.
Yeah, we do. Playing that whack game.
The Cowboys from their own 29. 5:22 to go, third quarter. catch today. Now he's got one, and he's all the way to the 47.
Well, I tell you, that was the best throw of the day for Aikman. And the way you can tell is you got two Oilers. One slapped his hands. That was Al Smith. And Johnny Meads slapped the ground. Actually, it was Rick Graff, number 93. Watch Aikman drill this ball between linebackers. 54 and 93 gets it into Novacek. Now watch the two Oilers. They can't believe it.
Boy, that's pinpoint passing. 18-yard pickup. Novacek's first catch of the day. His 47th of the season. And a first down, Dallas, just inside its own 48-yard line. Emmett Smith with Johnston in the Dallas backfield. Aikman wants to go up again, though, and maybe a little miscommunication there as Alvin Harper, the intended receiver.
Well, I'll tell you exactly what happens there. The cornerback rolls up on the outside, Dishman, and now Harper has to adjust the route that was called in the huddle. And being a rookie, that's the toughest thing for him, is to make those adjustments on the run. That time, Aikman expected him to be in the fade area where he threw the ball. Harper didn't make the right adjustment.
2nd and 10, Dallas. 4.5 minutes to play third quarter. We're tied at 13. Novacek in motion. Aikman goes to Alfredo Roberts, his other tight end, and he's going to have a first down. Roberts, a former Kansas City Chief, a Plan B addition by the Cowboys, gets 11.
Well, he did a great job of getting away from this guy, Lamar Lathan. Lathan had him after a short gain, and not only is Lathan worried about how did he let that interception get away in the first half, he's thinking right now, how could I let that guy get away from me?
Joe Eddy, the defensive coordinator for the Oilers, he is one animated guy. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys at the 41. Johnston comes out as a wide out to the left side. Aikman on first down. Novacek across the middle. And the ball loose. Do the Oilers have it?
Nope. They're going to say he was down.
Rick Graff's going the other way to make sure.
Well, in talking to defensive coordinator Jim Eddy about Novacek and this passing game, he says we can't let Novacek get down inside on this post route. There's a zone coverage and there's just nobody there to pick up Novacek. Catches it in front of McDowell. They may be reviewing this one. We got an Oiler down on the field.
Sean Jones, I think.
Take a look at the end of it, but watch Novacek on the post route here. Wide open. There's the hit. He's down. Ball comes loose. The ground cannot cause a fumble. That's a good call.
They can't review this one because that one was blown dead right there. 3:09 to go, third quarter. We're tied. Sean Jones all right on the sideline.
A couple years ago, he wrapped his fist through my face mask and rearranged my nose. You see, with the face mask he's wearing, he's not taking any chances on that payback.
There's not much room to get through that one. 1st and 10 for Dallas. Harper in motion. Aikman pressured, throws high, intended for Michael Irvin. 13-13 here. Let's find out what the Redskins and the Falcons are doing. Let's go to
All right, Brad, at RFK, the Falcons have jumped back into it. 2 Billy Joe Tolliver touchdown passes in 2.5 minutes. Andre Rison on the receiving end there. 28-17 Washington in the third, Brad.
All right. Billy Joe doing all right for Chris Miller. Out with the injured ribs today. Both these quarterbacks here in the Astrodome have been impressive. Aikman and Warren Moon. Aikman 2nd and 10 with his Cowboy troops at the 28 of the Oilers. So a quick opening draw. Emmett Smith broke 2 tackles. But the defense of the Oilers, Al Smith leads the charge. They just wouldn't let him go. The Oilers defense ranks 7th in the league coming in, and they're 5th against the rush. Most yardage they've allowed on the ground this year was last week in the loss to Washington, 154 yards. And Ernest Biner had a big day, but they've held Emmitt Smith in check pretty well.
Well, and a lot of those runs that Biner had last week for the Redskins were counter runs. The Redskins are great at that counter gap play. The Cowboys with Emmitt Smith, they are better at running just straight ahead and letting Emmitt use the counter cutback move of his own.
Cowboys have only one third down conversion all day. 3rd and 10 here. Aikman incomplete. Nice coverage by Richard Johnson on a pass intended for Michael Irvin.
And really a great call by defensive coordinator Jim Eddy. With 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 like that was, you can afford to all-out blitz the quarterback and force him throw the ball quickly or to his hot receiver and make the tackle, and the offense still won't have enough yards for the first down. Good call that time.
Ken Willis perfect today, and 13 out of 18 on the year. This is well within his range. A 45-yard field goal attempt to try to put the Dallas Cowboys back in front. And Willis got all of it. The Cowboys just won't let the Oilers get in front of them. We've been tied a couple of times, and now the Dallas special teams goes back in front, 16-13 with 1:51 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Cowboys trying to keep pace in the NFC playoff chase, and they are right in the thick of it. They're off to their best start since 1986 with this 6-3 record.
But again, the Cowboys are having trouble scoring touchdowns in the 3rd quarter this year. They've only scored 1, and now they've only scored 26 points totally in the 3rd period. They have a lot of difficulty coming out of the locker room and scoring touchdowns.
The Cowboys have a rough road ahead, too, for Jimmy Johnson. Against the defending world champions in the Meadowlands, and then against the Redskins. And of course they gave the Redskins all they wanted earlier in the year. Had a big lead and saw the Redskins come back to win. Pittsburgh, and then another division leader in New Orleans.
But coming into today's game, the Oilers, the Giants, and the Redskins, their combined record was 12 wins and only 2 losses.
But how far has this Cowboy team come in the last couple of years? 1-15 in '89, 7-9 last year, and missed the playoffs by just 1.
And those were their home records, where Cowboys have to play them.
And Willis kick goes out of bounds. His field goals have been a lot better than his kickoffs. The Oilers will have good field position for one of the first times today, it seems.
Well, a lot of that is that directional kickoff that a lot of the special teams coaches prefer. The problem with it is if you don't kick it in the field of play, you set up your opponent on the 35-yard line, and that's a great spot to be.
That Cowboy scoring drive a moment ago, 44 yards in 8 plays, 3:42 the elapsed time before Willis hit the field goal. And 16-13 our score. Well, the Redskins answered in a hurry. We just heard about the Falcons closing in, and then Washington scored again. Cincinnati trying to win their 2nd straight. Tampa Bay pulling a little bit of a surprise on the Lions. Warren Moon on 1st down. Out to the near side. Got it to Curtis Duncan, and Duncan with a great move to pick up 9 yards. He should have been dead in his tracks.
Well, Robert Williams is going to go headhunting on Curtis Duncan, and he's going to pay for it. After the catch, watch number 80 duck his head at the last minute, and Williams is going for that oil derrick on top of his head, and he misses the whole deal.
Sometime along the line, you got a body punch. Williams, who's got a touchdown today on a block punt by Isaac Holt. Holt is out right now with bad ribs, so the secondary of the Cowboys a man short. 2nd and short for the Oilers. Lorenzo White skirts the left side. 1st down for Houston, and he got it out near the 48-yard line. Larry Brown ran him out.
Pretty good combination of Pinkett and White, and it's working extremely well today on this AstroTurf. White is a little bit bigger at 220 pounds, carries a little more punch. They like Pinkett's quickness and his vision, but Lorenzo's having a heck of a second half here.
Sure is. 43 yards on 6 carries, and there's the rushing today. Dallas with almost nothing, and of course they come in with Emmitt Smith, who's the number 2 rusher in the league. Get on the sideline. Lorenzo White stays in for a Houston first down from the 48. Late in the third quarter, the Cowboys leading by 3. Moon, another completion near the 44, and it's Curtis Duncan again. Boy, spreads the wealth around to those wide receivers.
Yeah, and the other thing the Oilers do as well as anybody is they pick up a lot of yards on first down. So very often Warren is faced with a second and short, and we've seen already today their success rate when they've had that situation.
They get 5 yards or more on first down about half the time, and it certainly helps the cause. We played 3 quarters. Our score, the Cowboys 16, the Oilers 13. Our coverage will continue after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Texas, the most packed it's ever been for a football game. 63,001 in attendance for the Cowboys and the Oilers. Brad Nessler and Dan Fouts along with you as we start the 4th and final quarter, and the Cowboys lead 16-13. But Houston in Dallas territory with a 2nd and 2 at the 44. Warren Moon, first down for the Oilers. And Duncan's got 3 straight catches for Warren Moon. Isaac Holt is done for the day. The pads are off, and that's where they're working, over on the side that Isaac Holt normally would man.
Well, you have this crowd of the largest crowd they've ever had, and you just got to think that there's got to be some way that the NFL can take advantage of these great natural geographical rivalries. There's a pretty good message sent to Madison Avenue. The largest crowd and the hugest too.
10 quarters without a touchdown pass for Warren Moon now, but he's got 247 yards in the air on the day. At the 35 of Dallas, Givens in motion. End around to Ernest Givens. And he's got some room inside the 30. Givens all the way to the 13. He's made a couple of big plays, Dan, since he came back with a headache from the first half.
Well, I'd like to have some of his aspirin. Watch David Williams come over here and make the key block after the fake in the backfield. The ball will be faked to Lorenzo White. Givens is coming on the end around. There's Tolbert. Watch Williams lay him out there. Screens him off. Another good block right there. Forces Norton to cut his angle short. And Givens is down inside the 15.
At the 12, first down for the Oilers. And the Oiler offense starting to bubble here against the Cowboys. Lorenzo White cuts back inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line.
You almost expect for Moon to put the ball up here and not run it. Of course, Kevin Gilbride is the offensive coordinator. He's calling the plays, but they've had so much trouble down here, only getting in for 1 touchdown, and that was a very hard-fought yard that Alan Pinkett got.
Kevin Gilbride and the brain trust of the Oilers with 13 minutes to play in the game, still trailing. Houston has not led. They trail 16-13. Warren Moon came into this one second in the league in touchdown passes with 14, but he's gone 3 quarters without one again today. 2nd and 6. Flags down. Drew Hill. And he got near the first down marker. The penalty markers also on the field. Ray Horton kind of collared Drew Hill and brought him down. Oilers say it's against Dallas. And it is.
Well, it'll be important to see if he did get the first down, because if he didn't, this brings up an interesting decision for Jack Pardee. Do you take the 5-yard penalty, retain second down, or do you take the play and bring up third down?
Looks like he's about, well, he's that far shy from that angle. It's very close, about the length of the football or less. And I think they're going to take a look at everything before decisions made. Warren Moon will have a chance to go over to the Oilers sideline. Remember, they're bringing the sticks from the far side of the field. That's where they are official. And that spot you can only do with your eye, so it could vary a few inches. We'll find out in a second.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they take the penalty and keep it at second down and about 1,
They were about 6 chain lengths shy of the first down, as they'll now go back out and apparently spot the ball. All right, so Houston I'm with you. I'd take the second down again, but the Oilers are going to take the ball right there.
Offsides, number 90 on the defense. The penalty will be accepted. It'll still be second down.
Yeah, that's a proper decision to make. You bet.
Well, now they move the football back. The reason we said that is because they spotted the ball down near the 3, and now they'll just walk it back out. Take the penalty. Still second down. Second down and about a yard to go instead of 3rd and 6 inches, whatever. Total offense, all Houston. But Dallas has done just enough, and their special teams have been brilliant, and that's why they still lead by 3.
Now the Cowboys' only touchdown of the day came by Robert Williams picking up the block punt from Isaac Holt in the air, taking it in for 6. Well, the league tries to make new rules about how to manage the clock, and yet on a very simple play where they have to measure and make a decision, we're spending a lot of time here with the officials chatting to each other. Ball players want to get going. Let's play.
Second down and 2. The Oilers need 4 for a touchdown, 2 for a first down. They've got a lot of options open to them here at the Cowboys' 4-yard line. The Oilers have not led all day. Forward move. Now they lead. No, incomplete. Jeffries couldn't hold on. Larry Brown, good play on the corner.
Well, Moon puts it in a good spot for Jeffries. Let's see the tight coverage by Brown. But notice the difference there with Jeffries as opposed to Michael Irvin earlier in the game. Jeffries lets this ball get into his body instead of reaching out with his hands. If you reach out, you've got that much more distance cut down, but this ball goes all the way into his body. Brown gets his left hand in there, strips the ball, makes a big play.
And Brown looked like the best 12th round pick in the league with that play. And now it's a very difficult situation for the Oilers. Still 3rd and 2. Still at the Dallas 4. Move to the end zone. In and out of the hands of Drew Hill.
Boy, that's 2 passes in a row that Oilers have dropped or not made the play on. Well, you won't see Drew Hill do this very often. Again, they try the double outcut by the inside receivers. Moon will sprint to his left. 3 steps. There's Hill. The ball is on the mark, and he just drops it.
Looked like Hill kind of got his left leg in the way of the arm that wanted to catch the ball. Incomplete, and Del Greco in for the field goal attempt of 22 yards to try to give us another tie. Del Greco's got it right through. A brand new Oiler kicker with another field goal, and 12:16 to play, and we're back to dead even here at Houston.
McLean Deluxe.
Well, the Oilers have had it twice as long, but we're still deadlocked. As you take a look at our game summary, Williams with the touchdown for Dallas on a block punt. They blocked 2 today, but Willis and Del Greco have been true 3 times. 2 straight drives, though, Dan, for Houston that ended inside the 5 with no touchdowns.
Really the ultimate bend but don't break defense for the Cowboys. Only gave up 1 touchdown today, and the special teams have been the difference in a tie game.
Oilers went 61 yards in 9 plays and had to settle for 3 again. Del Greco to kick. Gant has trouble with it. Found the handle at the 5 and only got to about the 12. Rick Graff on the special teams down there, along with Eric Fairs.
You know what that's got to be like? It's got to be like crossing the street and dropping your briefcase or something, bending over to pick it up and seeing all the traffic coming.
Graff's done a nice job on special teams. The Cowboys have a man down.
Boy, it looks like Nate Newton. He came into the game with a sore left knee. Yeah, it looks like they're working on his right knee.
Nate's one of those guys that you can spot sometimes without being able to see his number.
Oh, and you don't like that.
At the 13-yard line, that's where Dallas will start to work. Tie game with 12:05 left.
You know, sometimes when you have these knee injuries like this, it's almost better that he does feel some pain, because if he doesn't, then he's got some real damage.
We'll check on Newton when we come back. Well, Nate Newton was helped off the field. It appears to be the right knee. Eric Williams in for him at right tackle. And Aikman down the middle. And Novacek across the 35. Lamar Lathan stayed with him, but Novacek got deep in the middle and a pickup out to the 38-yard line.
Well, again, Novacek on the post route, and he's got man-to-man coverage by Lamar Lathan. But look, Lathan has his back turned to the ball, and Aikman throws a perfect pass. And we got another Cowboy offensive lineman down. This is Kevin Gogan.
And he's holding the lower left leg. And the Cowboys offensive lineman dropping like flies here on.
Well, you come into the game with just 8 healthy offensive linemen on the roster. Newton is already out with a sore knee. Giesick is playing with a bad knee. Gogan came into the game with a bad shoulder. Tuanay is just coming back for the first game in about 5 weeks with a bad groin. So the toll of injuries on the offensive line has got to be a big concern to Jimmy Johnson.
Hellestrae is about the only guy left, isn't he?
Let's take a look at Gogan
coming out.
Yeah, we'll take a look at him and see what happened. Here he is, number 66, protecting the quarterback. And it's one of those cases where he gets pushed back into people that have fallen behind him.
So now the Cowboy line consists of Stepnoski at center. Weingrad will come in at guard. Tuanay and Williams the tackles, and Giesick the other guard. So they are down to just one lineman left, one spare, if you will, and that's Dale Hellestrae. But another change in the Dallas front. That time they protected Aikman enough to pick up 24 yards to Novacek. First down, Cowboys. Aikman swings it out to Smith. Emmitt Smith's been held in check today. He got only about 3 yards on that one. Dishman ran him out of bounds.
I talked to Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys, before the game, and he was looking at the Oilers, how big they were and how talented, as they're just going through their pregame warmups. And he said, this man here, Troy Aikman, is going to be hit today. He's going to be hit a lot. And now, with 2 of his starting offensive linemen on the bench with injuries, Aikman's going to get hit a little bit more.
Norm said to me before the game, go talk to Jim Eddy, will you, and tell him we won't run the fullback if he won't blitz today. I don't think they traded that one off. 2nd and 7. Cowboys from their own 41. Aikman running out of time, and down he goes. And it's Sean Jones. First sack of the day, and Jones gets to the Dallas quarterback.
Well, Sean Jones picks up his 4.5 sack of the year working against Mark Tuanay. But this is really a coverage sack, because Aikman wanted to get the ball down the field, and then he wanted to escape the pocket, but the pocket was so collapsed that Jones, all he had to do was reach inside Tuanay, and he found himself a quarterback.
The biggest 3rd down of the day with 10:45 to play. Tied at 16. It's 3rd and 11 Dallas. Tommy Agee. Can he get to the sticks? No. Got to the 45, maybe the 46, but he's at least a yard short.
But that's okay. The Cowboys, they got the sack, but Aikman gets the ball to Agee. They get the ball a little bit up the field, and now they're going to rely on their special teams, Mike Saxon, to punt the ball back to the Oilers and hopefully pin them back deep.
Saxon's had 6 straight years of dropping at least 20 punts inside the 20. And he's got a couple of beauties today. He had one out at the 2 and one at the 4. And with Pat Coleman back, he'd love to drop another one inside the Oiler 10-yard line somewhere. This one won't do it. End over end kick. And it goes out at the 24. He had a little trouble with the snap and then had to hurry it.
You know that he saw what happened to his counterpart on the other side in the first quarter when Montgomery got 2 blocked.
Strained knee, and he's out of the Cowboy lineup. The Oilers offense on the field will work from its 24-yard line. The average length of scoring drive for the Oilers today is 72 yards. They find themselves right now 74 yards away from the Cowboy end zone.
You got to give a lot of credit to that Houston defense. They have shut down Aikman and Emmitt Smith, kept them out of the end zone so far this afternoon.
I should say they're 76 yards away from the Dallas end zone. They need only 3 to take the lead for the first time today. 1st and 10 for the Oilers from the 24. Moon across the middle to Lorenzo White. And White, who's had a good day, out near a first down.
You talked about that wonderful average the Oilers have on first down, where it's over 5 yards per first down that they gain. This is a 10-yarder and a first down.
Out to the 34-yard line. And a first down for Lorenzo White with 9 minutes, 10 seconds to play. Warren Moon, 257 yards in the air on the afternoon. On first down, Moon to Gibbons. And Gibbons has it out to midfield. Robert Williams bumped him out of bounds. If you add in what Warren Moon did in the Canadian Football League to what he has done in the NFL, as he came into this one with close to 26,000 yards passing in the NFL, and you add the two together, you get a professional football mark that has now eclipsed Fran Tarkenton, they tell us. But you don't get to do that, right? Add those two leagues together. I'm asking your opinion over there.
That's a heck of an accomplishment. It's a lot of forward passes, a lot of yards.
You know who's behind Tarkenton on that NFL list. He's sitting over here to my right. Here's a little quick hitch, and in a hurry inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. James Washington, Tony Jones with a 20-yard pickup.
Well, when you're 5'7" and 139 pounds, that's 139. You better be fast. Here is Jones, number 82, comes back for this flanker screen. Williams gets out in front, and then all that speed gets him down the sideline. Too fast for his own good.
Kind of ran out of his own shoes there, but he got it to the 28. First down for the Oilers. 7:40 to play in the game, tied at 16. Lorenzo White tries to sweep it on the left side and got to the 25. Pickup of 3, almost 4 for Lorenzo White. We'll call it 2nd and 6. Williams and Jones ran him out of bounds.
Coming into the game, the Oilers anticipated the Cowboys to do a little bit more blitzing than they'd seen in the last couple of weeks, but the Cowboys, in studying what the Redskins did last week and how successful they were in forcing Moon to make the perfect pass, they changed their normal tendencies and have played a lot more zone. In fact, the only couple of times that they have played man-to-man or blitz, Moon has burned them.
They've come up there and tried to show a blitz look a few times, but they've always backed out recently. Moon on second down, incomplete, intended for Haywood Jeffries. The folks in the Astrodome want a pass interference call on Larry Brown, and they don't get it.
I'll tell you what, Larry Brown is playing as good a cornerback position as he could, and now he's hurt and he's coming off the field. Watch this coverage here. Left hand will go out there. The right hand wraps him up, but it's after the ball was already there. We're going to have to check on this injury. If he can't play, then now the starting corners for the Cowboys will be on the sidelines.
And you just can't have your two starters out there in the corners off the field when Warren Moon is on the field. 3rd and 6 for the Oilers at the Dallas 24. Moon goes to Hill. First down for the Oilers. And he went right in that direction. Ray Horton made the tackle, but Drew Hill's got the first down.
Well, Hill is the inside receiver right here, and he goes down and just stops. It's man-to-man coverage across the board for the Cowboys. Ray Horton playing deep. A little late on the coverage.
Kenneth Gant is the guy that's come in to take Larry Brown's spot on the corner. Now Brown's back in there. Brown comes back in to meet Haywood Jeffries there on the left of your screen. First down, Oilers at the Dallas 15. Tied 16-16. Warren Moon got it out to Jones, and a good open field tackle by Manny Hendricks.
You just see Moon. He's been sacked just one time today. Talk about all day to throw. The Cowboy defensive line, they're not even getting any push at all. And you see them walking around out on the field. Every one of them has got their hands on their hips, sucking air.
Only the Redskins have allowed fewer sacks this year than the Oilers.
Well, as a quarterback, I love to see that when I look across the line of scrimmage and see those defensive guys breathing hard. You know they're not going to get any push on this one.
Second down, almost 6 to go for the Oilers. Just outside the Cowboys 10. Lorenzo White, big hole on the right side. And he's going to have it 1st and goal for Houston at the 4-yard line. Del Rio and Norton finally zeroed in on him, but Lorenzo White's had an excellent half.
Well, all those defensive linemen are getting tired, so what Wanstead is doing now is he took one out. These are 3 down linemen, and they have an extra defensive back. Now Moon will count how many guys are in this square. He sees 5. He audibles to the run. It's a counter play to White. Great block on the outside by Munchak, and White takes the ball inside the 5.
Houston keeps putting together good drives and then stalling inside the 5 and having to force field goals. Here they've got it 1st and goal at the Dallas 4. Lorenzo White, touchdown. And the Oilers lead for the first time this afternoon.
You notice the first guy to congratulate Lorenzo White was big number 73, David Williams. He gets a key kick-out block on Tolbert. That opens the way, and White with a walk-in for 6.
65 yards on 10 carries for Lorenzo White, and he caps it with a 4-yard touchdown romp. Del Greco up and through. For the first time this afternoon, the Oilers at home are out in front. 4 minutes and 46 seconds yet to go, but the Oilers now have a touchdown lead.
Houston has the Oilers. The great
A good old-fashioned Texas shootout. For the first time today, 63,001, an Astrodome record to watch their Oilers in front, 23-16. With Dan Fouts, I'm Brad Nessler. We've got a beauty going, and the Cowboys will have another chance to try to send the game to overtime. Plenty of time to work. Another kick that goes out of bounds, and Dallas will start from the 35. The Oilers have 141 yards rushing on the day. Here's how they got the last 4 of those rushing yards.
Well, 2 key blocks. Here's number 66, Dawson. He'll seal the play, and now Williams with the kick-out block, and it's a huge hole on the right side. But it's really a matter of the Cowboys just getting worn down by this run-and-shoot offense of the Oilers.
9 plays, 76 yards, and another 5-minute drive, and you see the time of possession. It's been doubled, it seems, all day long. intended for Johnston. It's 2nd and 10 Dallas. Troy Aikman trying to take his troops down to tie the ball game up.
Gogan is back in at left guard, but they had to move the rookie Eric Williams over to Nate Newton's spot at right tackle.
2nd and 10 Cowboys. Same play. Johnston's got it this time on a 1st down Dallas. Pickup of 11.
How valuable is Daryl Johnston to this offense? As a fullback, he does all those necessary type of things, the down and dirty deal where you got to block and run the short yardage, lead Emmitt Smith up into the hole. But his pass catching ability could be the difference in whether the Cowboys can go down and get in the end zone.
Boy, and maybe utmost from that 11-yard pickup. The Cowboys took the crowd out of it, at least for a few moments. 1st and 10 Dallas from their own 46. Novacek in motion. Aikman hit as he throws, incomplete. Sean Jones from the backside. Some people are going to be black and blue tomorrow.
You always notice that after a good play by a defensive lineman, they'll look up to the replay board to check out their handiwork. And sometimes the quarterback will take a peek too to see who the guilty party on his side is.
Aikman with some good-looking numbers. Well, right now his team needs a touchdown. 2nd and 10. Draw play. They just won't let Emmitt Smith get loose. They got almost 4, and that's it. Dishman and Lathan are there, and you see the clock in the corner of your screen. The Cowboys trail the Oilers 23-16.
And in talking to Sean Jones about Emmitt Smith and how you defense him, he used that John Wooden terminology, the Wizard of Westwood. You've got to be quick, but don't hurry. In other words, play the gap control defense a little bit more than you're used to. Keep your head on a swivel because Emmitt could be coming your way.
Cowboys have 3rd and 6 at midfield. Aikman goes down.
Fumble. And Childress is laying on it with his back, and Eric Williams will go down there and grab it off his back.
Dallas ball. They're going to blow it dead, but Childress got the sack, and he'll force the fumble. Or rather the punt.
Well, Childress is working head up on Eric Williams. It's a tackle and stunt. There's the shot. Now look at the ball just trickle out. Childress has no idea where it is. That's a heck of a job of Eric Williams ripping it away from Childress.
Boy, that looks like a fumble from that angle.
It was.
Saxon hits it a mile in the air. And did it touch somebody? Bates has it. Dallas ball. Saxon hits it a mile in the air. And did it touch somebody? Bates has it. Dallas ball. Special teams, do you believe the Cowboys today?
Hit one of the blocking backs. Bates picked it up. He cannot advance it, but the Cowboys will take over at about the 10-yard line.
You can't advance that, as Dan said, but still it's going to be 1st and goal.
Cannot advance a muff punt, and that's what it was when it hits one of the blockers for the receiver. Let's check it out. It's a great punt by Saxon because it's real high. It hits number 24, Steve Jackson, on the helmet. Bo Orlando can't get it, and Mr. Special Teams, Bill Bates, picks it up. What a break for Dallas.
And suddenly, with 2:48 to play, the Cowboys have it right at the 10-yard line. Here's another look.
He's going to hit him right on the back of the shoulder there. And you really can't blame him. But when you kick it that high, as Saxon did, that allowed the Cowboys to get down under it, and good things happen.
And we're going to have another look.
And look, there's Gant. He's already down the field, and the ball hasn't even come down yet.
And they're reviewing this one upstairs. I think this is the best angle we've got.
Well, it hits Jackson right there. It just grazes his shoulder pads. And the Cowboys are at the 10-yard line.
First down, Dallas, trailing by a touchdown. Aikman, touchdown to Irvin. And a penalty marker on the celebration. We're an extra point away from another tie.
Well, the one thing as a defensive back you don't want to do in this situation on the field is let the man off inside. Dishman gives the inside to Irvin. Aikman throws a perfect strike, and the Cowboys get a touchdown off the turnover. But you've got to take away the inside as a defensive back and prevent that, because that's the shortest throw and the easiest throw for the quarterback.
An all-important extra point coming up for Ken Willis. He's hit everything the Cowboys have asked him to kick today, and now they're asking him to tie it up at 23, and he does. Michael Irvin, 5 catches for 65 yards on the day, and this obviously is the biggest one of the afternoon. It's 23 apiece in Houston. Packed to the rafters, and what a game we've had. The Cowboys have just scored, and we're tied at 23. Michael Irvin, 6 catches today, and the last one scored 6 for Dallas.
And again, it was a special teams play by the Cowboys that has been the difference. And yet it's still a tie game.
All the Cowboys breaks that they forced on special teams have turned into points, and we've got our 4th tie of the afternoon. Pinkett and Coleman back. Willis kick. Pinkett at the 10. Pinkett across the 30. All the way to the 38-yard line. 28-yard return.
Take a look at the touchdown again. Irvin with 2 steps to the outside, jumps inside, and now Troy Aikman again with the post pattern to Michael Irvin. He did this against the Giants earlier this year. There's the bow and the 5-yard penalty coming right behind it. But that kickoff return by Pinkett is huge. Ball all the way out to the 38-yard line. We've already seen Del Greco convert from 53 away. So the Oilers now, they just need to go about 30 yards to get him within range.
And 2:35 for Warren Moon's a lifetime. First down, Oilers. Lorenzo White remains a single setback. Moon drops across the middle to Jeffries. Pickup of 7 to the 45. Norton and Del Rio, the linebackers. Stop number 84, who's having a big day. 7th catch of the afternoon for Haywood Jeffries.
And wouldn't it be ironic if they put Del Greco within range to win this one?
Brother.
Last week at this time, he was on his way to Birmingham to start a new job. He saw that Howfield missed one, and he said, wait a minute, maybe I'll give Houston a call.
2-minute warning came before the snap. So we'll see what the Oilers have up their sleeves when we come back. They'll have a 2nd and 3, and we're tied at 23. The newest Houston Oiler, Al Del Greco, just wants it. chance to try to win it for the Oilers. Remember what happened to them a week ago against the Redskins. If you missed that one, Ian Howfield, their kicker, missed a 34-yard field goal that would have won the game against the Skins. He was waived on Monday, and in came Del Greco to win the job. And now he might be on the burner here shortly. 2 minutes to play. We're tied at 23. Brad Nessler and Dan Fouts with you, along with 63,001 at the Astrodome. Second down along 3 for Warren Moon. Getting some heat from the backside. Got away somehow. Incomplete over the middle.
Great job by Moon of avoiding 2 men that time and getting rid of that ball. He realizes that all he has to do is gain 25 yards to put Del Greco at about a 47, 48 yarder. And most kickers will tell you they feel real comfortable there. You go any further out and they get a little edgy.
Right now Moon needs 3 yards. And number 3 waiting for a chance. Here's a gigantic third down for both clubs with 1:55 to play. Warren Moon, deep middle. Drew Hill's got it.
Well, coming in, we knew this was going to be a heck of a shootout between two strong-arm quarterbacks. We've seen Aikman's arm, and now Warren Moon saves his best pass for right now. Watch Drew Hill cut sharply to the inside, and this ball, it just drills him in the chest. Tight coverage by Ray Horton, but watch Moon stay in that pocket knowing that hit's coming from Tony Tolbert. He's going to love that result when he gets up.
Just now got to the sideline. Warren Moon delivers a 22-yard strike. 5th catch for Drew Hill, and 1:36 to go. 2 timeouts left for Houston.
Well, that's the key right now, because the Oilers have a lot of choices now to continue to move the ball closer for their kicker, but they also have to think about taking some time off the clock. We've seen the quick strike ability of the Cowboys and their kick blocking ability as well today.
Do the Oilers get a little more conservative here now, or do they just keep opening it up?
Well, I tell you what thing, they may still throw it, but they will be short passes. Ball control is the important thing now. Take time off the clock and set Del Greco up as close as possible.
At the Dallas 33. First down, Houston. You see the clock in the corner. 1:36 left. We're tied at 23. Moon again completes it to the 25. And it's Drew Hill, his favorite receiver. I don't know if you can call any of these receivers a favorite of Warren Moon, but that guy's caught more in a Columbia blue uniform than anybody else.
Well, the Cowboys that time, and coming up this time as Tony Hill comes out, Danny Noonan goes in. They're going to just rush 3 guys at Moon, drop 8, and force Moon to make the perfect pass.
Almost 500 yards for the Oilers in total offense. Second down and 2 here. Lorenzo White going to be close to a first down. Clock under a minute. And the officials will have to take a look at this one, I think. Well, Dallas is going to take a timeout. Now Del Greco has been in town for 6 days. They'll let him stay for 6 years if it comes down to him and he hits the field goal.
Well, the deciding factor in Pardee choosing Del Greco, besides his percentages on long kicks, is that he's a veteran. He's been around. He's had the experience. And this is what happened last week, and this is why Al Del Greco is here. This is with 4 seconds to go in the Washington game. A 33-yarder is missed. The Redskins come back, get an interception, set up Lohmiller for the game winner. But that's why this number 6 is gone, and we got a number 3 in here in Al Del Greco.
And as we talked about earlier, the Oilers protected Teddy Garcia instead of Tony Zendejas in the offseason. Garcia didn't even make it in the World League in the spring, was cut. Zendejas went on to be a star, or is, I should say, with the Rams. And now Del Greco may be the guy that'll come into play here shortly. 3rd down and 1. Houston, the Dallas 24. Lorenzo White, I don't know if he got the first down. The Cowboys say no. Kenny Norton, part of a group in on the tackle. And Dallas will take another timeout.
Quickly called that timeout, knowing that the measurement is coming up.
Second one.
But if they do not have enough for the first down, we're going to have to bring on the kicker. The other thing you got to remember in the back of your mind, and I'm sure that the special teams people on the Oilers realize that they've had 2 punts blocked today.
Al Del Greco coming out on the field. When he showed up at the Astrodome today, a security guard took him in one of the side doors, and the man there says he doesn't have a pass. The other guy said he's the newest player. The other guard said, is he one of ours? They let him in, and he'll be one of the Oilers in a moment for this whole crowd if he hits a field goal. 23-23. Al Del Greco was about set to go to work in a packaging firm in Birmingham, Alabama this week, and he hit the upright. And we're still tied at 23.
Unreal.
We have had everything today. The Cowboys special teams basically have accounted for all 23 of their points, and the Oilers had done a great job with their kicking game all day, and now lightning has struck twice to the Oilers place kicker.
Well, Del Greco is a very straight kicker. His ball does not hook. He pushes it out to the side, and most of the time sidewinders, this ball will hook into the middle. He hit the upright.
Boy, did he kiss the middle of that upright.
He hit it perfectly, hoping for the hook. The ball stays straight, and Pardee can't believe it. 2 weeks in a row, he's had a kicker in position to win a ball game late in the 4th quarter, and both times they didn't come through.
And the Cowboys take over with 35 seconds left. Aikman across the middle. Michael Irvin heading for the out-of-bounds mark and got there at about the 31-yard line. And we should tell the folks that joined us for that Al Del Greco field goal that he has played extremely well and hit a career-long 52-yarder earlier in this game.
And that was his first attempt of the day. The place went crazy because they've been wanting somebody to put the ball between the uprights. I got a feeling, though, that Del Greco will get another shot at it unless Willis beats him to it.
That could be. The Cowboys have blocked 2 punts today and turned them into points. They also had a punt go off a Houston player. They turned that into a touchdown. They're tied with the Houston Oilers at 23 with less than a half minute to go at the Astrodome in regulation. And Sean Jones has another sack. Boy, he's come up big here in this 4th quarter.
That will snuff out any chance for the Cowboys. With just 25 seconds to go, they're going to have to wait till overtime to get a shot at it, because this is their last timeout.
Jones with another sack, 3rd of the day for the Oilers. And it looks like we'll have some extra time at the Astrodome. 25 seconds left to play.
And in talking to Jones, he knew that Tuanay was hurt with a bad groin. He said, I'm going to test that groin to the outside with speed rushes all day long, and then I'm going to put on my very best move for when we need it most. And I think we just saw it.
Jones came in with over 60 sacks in his career. He had 3.5 on the season coming in, and he's got just about that much today.
And I really owe a lot to Sean Jones, because when he broke my nose in 1987 or 1986, he got me thinking about the LAF part of my life. Life after football.
3rd and 11, Dallas.
The career adjustment.
Aikman still trying to wing it to Irvin again across the middle. Broke 2 tackles. Close to a first down. And the clock working its way down.
The Oilers ought to use a timeout here. It is a first down. So good job by Irvin.
Cowboys with a clock running.
No way of stopping it.
Got it stopped with 1 second left. So we've got one play left in regulation.
Now this will be 2 overtimes in a row for the Houston Oilers. Last week that heartbreaker against the Redskins, and this one they got to be wondering, what do we have to do to win one of these games? Sometimes there's just a jinx on a certain part of your team. You'll get a lot of injuries to one position, like the 49ers may be thinking that their quarterback position is jinxed. Well, the Oilers have got to be thinking that their place kicking is jinxed.
Saw the defensive coordinator of the Oilers, Jim Eddy, say, don't let anybody catch this and don't have a pass interference. And they broke it up, and it's Dishman. And we'll go to overtime. What a game we've had at the Astrodome. And at the end of 4 quarters, the Cowboys and the Oilers still have not decided this one. And an all-important coin toss coming up. The Oilers looking for their 8th win. The Cowboys looking for their 7th. And remember, the Oilers had an opportunity with 47 seconds left to win it. And this is what happened to Al Del Greco. Right in the middle of the upright. A
2
matter
inches.
of 2 inches.
If it goes 2 inches to the inside, that ball may have bounced through.
He might get another chance.
Well, if Houston wins this toss, I would bet your mortgage that he will get another chance.
Let's listen in to our referee, Stan Kemp.
Dallas, you will call it in the air. Here we go. Tails is called.
His head. His head. That's head.
You heard the Oilers' response. They'll have it first when we come back. First team to score will win it. And at 23-23, the Oilers will have the first chance.
And that 3-minute break goes by like 20 seconds. There's Tony Fritsch. We talked about some ghosts and some jinxes. Well, this was one of the all-time great kickers for the Houston Oilers, number 16. And he's telling the guy sitting next to him exactly what he would have done. Played with Tony a couple years in San Diego, and he had a real refreshing attitude towards professional football here in America. He says, I kick the ball, I pick up my check.
Willis will tee it up. Pinkett and Coleman back deep for Houston. The Oilers find themselves in their 2nd straight overtime game.
And their record in overtime is not very good. They've had all kinds of trouble winning overtime football games.
They're 4-9 in overtime. Pinkett from the 3. And he got out to about the 23. We understand Mark Rippon's thrown 6 touchdown passes in that game.
That's one shy of the record.
The Saints with their 9th win. Cleveland and Philadelphia. Boy, do they have a ball game as the Eagles come back from a big deficit, and another overtime going on in Cincinnati.
A lot more points being scored in the old National Football League lately, huh?
This is the day, I guess, huh?
Bet.
Green Bay gave Buffalo a good one until the end.
Indy wins their first.
Minus Eric Dickerson. Those are the other games just getting underway. Our game far from through. Or one play and it could be through. You never know. We're in overtime. Tied at 23. Warren Moon. Wide open is Drew Hill. And he's got 10 yards or very close to it on the far side. And Warren Moon has thrown for 356 yards. And Drew Hill's caught 7 of those passes today.
And again, the Oilers with a huge success on the first down play. They're averaging over 8.5 yards per first down play. There's the man responsible, Kevin Gilbride.
Second down and less than a yard for the Oilers, who have almost 500 yards of offense today. Hill in motion. Lorenzo White with a first down. Kenny Norton made the tackle, but White got about 3. Lorenzo White has played the majority, in fact the entirety of the second half, and now into overtime. Alan Pinkett did most of the groundwork for the Oilers in the first half.
And it seems like the Cowboys have been on defense this entire ball game. A lot of long drives for Warren Moon and company.
The football just outside the 37 of the Oilers. There's your clock. That is in the 5th quarter, if you will. We're in overtime. On first down. Little screen to Lorenzo White that never developed. And Ken Norton makes his 2nd straight tackle.
That's a big play by Ken Norton. He read that screen right off the bat, and he came up and wrapped up Lorenzo White. This is a type of the time of game when you start to see a lot of missed tackles. But Norton, one of the better tacklers in the open field, he beats Dawson and gets in on Lorenzo White. This is Dave Wanstead right there. He's earning his money today.
We have had some big-time collisions on this football field today. Houston's had the ball twice as long. Still, they're tied at 23 with the Cowboys. Warren Moon will go down. Russell Maryland chased him down from behind.
Well, that'll be Russell's first NFL sack. And it took him till overtime in his first start to get it.
The #1 draft choice in the NFL.
Well, he's right over the nose. He's fighting off a double team of Dawson and Matthews. Again, it's a coverage sack for the Cowboys. Moon had about 5 seconds to find somebody, but the secondary did a good job allowing Russell to get his first NFL sack.
We talked about how good Houston is with their 3rd down conversions. Here's a big one. 3rd and 12. Again, Drew Hill in motion. Warren Moon with time, running out of time. Finally got rid of it, but it's short of the first down. Jeffries with another catch at the 45, and they're 2 yards or more shy of the first down marker. And here comes the punting unit for the Oilers. And if you're just joining us, they've had 2 punts blocked today by the Cowboys.
Boy, this is real nervous time for everybody here. This huge crowd in the Astrodome. You know, Montgomery's thinking, catch it and kick it. 2 blocks in the first quarter, his first 2 punts.
And Montgomery did just get it and get rid of it. Calvin Martin on the bounce. Got past the first 2 Oilers and gets it out to the 24-yard line. So the Cowboys will indeed have a chance. Sometimes you never get your hands on the football in overtime, but they will have it with 11-12 left in the overtime period, and Troy Aikman will bring out the Dallas offense.
Well, the Oilers offense, they've controlled the ball 2-1 today against the Cowboys, but still that Cowboy defense has done a heck of a job of preventing Warren Moon and those receivers from hitting any bombs. They've really hung in there all day long, and now they've turned it over to Troy Aikman to win it.
Aikman has 1 touchdown pass today. That came with 2:45 to play to Michael Irvin to tie this thing up at 23. Aikman in and out of the hands of the rookie Alvin Harper. Chris Dishman was over there. There's the overtime records. We told you Houston 4-9, and you see what Dallas has done.
Well, then we got to start talking about Ken Willis, Brad, because we mentioned earlier he has a career long of 54 yards, and he hit in the first game against Cleveland this year.
There he is, the Cowboy kicker.
Aikman's got to get about 40 yards to get him within 54 yards.
Right now the Cowboys worried about the 10 yards they've got to pick up. 2nd and 10 Dallas from the 24. Here comes Sean Jones again. Aikman got rid of it, and Novacek made a tough catch out to the 29, but it still will be 3rd and 5.
Now this is a great thing about this system that Norv Turner has brought to the Cowboys, is they've always got a chance. This system spreads the ball out to all 5 receivers, and when you've got a guy, a pivot man like Novacek, very similar to the situation I had in San Diego with Winslow, everything kind of just revolves around that guy that makes the catch over the middle.
Novacek's 4th catch of the day. 3rd and 5 Dallas. Novacek again, and a first down for the Cowboys across the 40. Marcus Robertson made the tackle. You know, we talked to Jay Novacek and said, you seem to have something special with Troy Aikman. He says, well, every time I turn around, I wonder if the ball's on its way, and it's usually hitting me in the hands about right now.
Well, it has to be, because it's a timing system. Aikman goes back 5 steps, a little hitch step, and now Novacek is in the clear, and Troy Aikman gives him a perfect pass.
Novacek with 2 key catches in this drive and 5 for 75 yards on the day. First down Cowboy. Emmitt Smith. He's been bottled up all day. Got what he could, about 3 yards, and then Al Smith ran him out of bounds.
Well, this is what Emmitt can do extremely well. He'll bounce up into the hole, see it be collapsed, and then get to the outside and pick up extra yardage. Good job by Tuanay with the reach block, and now Emmitt follows his fullback Darrell Johnston to the outside, picks up about 4 yards.
And now, Dan, the Cowboys are only about 20 yards away from giving their kicker a chance. We've got 9.5 minutes left in the overtime period. We're tied at 23 at the Astrodome. Second and almost 7 for Dallas. Aikman completes it to Roberts, his other tight end. That's his 2nd catch of the day, and it's good for a first down.
Well, the offensive line has given Troy a lot of time, and now Roberts, the other tight end, will work the crossing route here. This is Novacek. He goes down and across, and all the coverage goes to Jay, and that opens up Roberts man-to-man against Lathan. Or actually, that's Johnny Meads, number 91. A lot of headaches this offense will present to a defense.
1st and 10 Cowboys at the Houston Oilers 48. Aikman completes it again inside the 40, and very close to another first down is Harper. Ken Willis, the Dallas Cowboy kicker. Cowboys have another first down.
Willis has only missed 3 times this year, or actually 5 times. He's perfect today, 3 for 3. But he'd like to get it down another 10, 20 yards, though. This is really stretching it.
The numbers on Troy Aikman. 1st and 10 Cowboys at the Oilers 38. Blitz. Emmitt Smith into the secondary to the 30. He got almost 9. Oilers defense gambled a little bit there, and Emmitt Smith made him pay.
Well, it's a great call by the offensive coordinator, Norv Turner, anticipating that the Oiler defense at this point has to make a play. Here's Norv right here, and he can see that the only way that Houston can stop Dallas is to blitz, try to create a fumble or drop it for a loss. The draw play to Emmitt Smith gained 9 yards. Great call.
9th play of the drive, and Dallas doing everything right so far on this drive. And the fullback Johnston, I don't think so. Needed a very long yard, and the Oilers defense there to meet him. The clock in the corner, under 7 minutes in the overtime session remaining. 23-23, the Cowboys and the Oilers.
Got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line of the Cowboys. Remember, Nate Newton hurt his knee earlier in this second half, and the rookie Eric Williams has done a super job at right tackle, filling in for him, going against the Oilers' best pass rusher, William Fuller.
Del Greco missed a 41-yard field goal. with less than a minute in regulation. And now in overtime, Willis apparently is going to get a chance. Third down for the Cowboys. Play fake. Aikman, incomplete, intended for Novacek.
We got a flag, though.
And a penalty marker in the secondary.
Somebody grabbed Novacek from behind. It's going to be against Houston.
Jim Eddy says, no, it can't be. But it is.
Well, the Cowboy fans here in the Dome love it.
Holding, number 95 on the defense. 5 yards, automatic first down.
William Fuller, the defensive end, apparently got a piece of somebody.
And you wonder if Del Greco's wondering if that job in Birmingham is still open.
Was going to go to work for a packaging firm in Alabama. He could have packaged a win for the Oilers if he wouldn't have hit the upright. And now Dallas trying to work their way down for a field goal attempt to win it. Little draw to Smith. Emmett Smith outside. He lost the ball, and Houston's got it.
Smith just does not lose fumbles. This is the first one in a million years. Ball popped loose by Bo Orlando. Bubba McDowell with the recovery. And what a huge play for the Oilers as Emmitt Smith is taking this ball down inside the 20. Ball knocked loose by Lathan and Bo Orlando. And McDowell gets a huge turnover.
Emmitt Smith has not lost a fumble the last 200 and I believe 80 times that he's handled the ball as either a receiver or a rusher. He lost the handle on one last week, but a teammate recovered.
But in talking to Jim Eddy about Emmitt Smith, he says the one constant thing about Smith is he carries the ball in his left hand regardless of the running play. That time the ball was in his left hand to the inside where the defenders were, and two of them knocked it away. Who would know that if he holds it in his right hand, the outside hand, if he wouldn't fumble?
281 handles, if you will, as a receiver or a rusher without having the opposition be able to scrape up a loose one, and there it is.
But he fumbled twice against the Cardinals. One went out of bounds, and Michael Irvin recovered the other. But here the ball's in his left hand. Watch Lathan with his left hand bend his arm back. Bo Orlando comes in with the pop, and the ball's loose. Oh, are they happy down there in the bottom of the pile?
The Oilers have it back. We've got 6:08 left in the overtime period. Houston from its own 14. Moon across the middle to Lorenzo White. To the 20, maybe the 21. Jack Del Rio and Tony Tolbert combine on the tackle.
That'll be a chance now for Del Greco. Hopefully he's thinking to put those goat horns away and get that hero's mantle out. Remember, he has already hit a career long today in his first game in many, many months. Cut by the Cardinals earlier this year.
2nd and 4. Over 500 yards in offense for Houston. It's their best output of the season. Warren Moon looking for more, in trouble, and found an open man. Curtis Duncan. First down, Houston.
Well, we talked about how defensive linemen will jump and try to block passes, and yet they'll stop. There you see Maryland go up in the air. He loses his footing and goes down, and that allows Moon to get outside and find an open receiver.
Warren Moon had a 400-yard plus day against the Jets earlier this season. He's got 370 today. First and 10 for the Oilers. Under 5 minutes remaining in the overtime. Tied at 23. Lorenzo White again. It continues to get him about 6 yards, Dan.
Well, there are a lot of Cowboys going to sleep real well tonight on that defensive side of the ball.
I think you and I are going to sleep pretty well. Jack Pardee hoping that it can't happen twice in 2 weeks. A loss last week to the Redskins in OT. Jim Jeffcoat's about out of gas. And a lot of the Cowboys defensive players should be. They've been out there the majority of the game. Second down and 4. Houston. Moon out again to Duncan. First down, Houston. 12-yard pass play. Under 4 minutes. If you're just joining us, the Cowboys special teams blocked 2 punts, recovered another punt on a muff and turned them into points. And now Warren Moon with 388 yards trying to take it down the field against a tired Dallas defense. Ernest Givens, the motion man. And Moon goes complete to the 37-yard line. And now the Oilers are closing in on where they need to be. Drew Hill shaken up after the catch.
Well, Hill is the inside receiver here. And again, the Cowboys in a soft zone. Brown a little bit late from the outside. Williams a little bit late from the inside. But these guys are getting worn out. There's just not any pressure on Warren Moon.
The golf coming up after this ball game, if it ever ends. It's got to end pretty soon. We've got only 3:02 left in the overtime session. Amoco Centel Championship final round coverage next on CBS Sports. What a game we've had with Dan Fouts. I'm Brad Nessler at the Astrodome, where the Oilers are closing in on being able to give their kicker a chance to win this game in overtime. First and 10 at the Dallas 37. Warren Moon's hit his last 10 passes. He's hit his last 11 passes. Coleman knocked out by Norton.
And the clock becomes a factor now. But the Oilers have 2 timeouts. Their allotment in overtime. But at the 26-25 yard line here, we got about a 42-43 yarder for Del Greco, which is just about the distance that he had last attempt when he hit the upright.
Two coaches almost worn out as well. First down. 11 straight for Moon. 12 straight for Moon. Not much of a gain, but they continue to throw over the middle to Lorenzo White, and Jack Del Rio right there to meet him again. Pickup of about 3.
And we talked about the critics of this run and shoot offense and how when they get down inside the 5-yard line, goal line situations, how much difficulty they have in scoring. But you've got to give a lot of credit to this system for its ability to move the ball in a big hurry. Moon has hit 12 in a row, did you say?
That's right.
Offensive line doing a super job. They're a little worn out as well. Munchak playing with a bad knee. Maggs has got 2 bad elbows. Dawson's got the flu. Just a heck of a game all the way around.
We've had everything, including 2 2-minute warnings. One of the best in the business dejected on the sideline because he gave the ball up a few minutes ago.
Well, it's Lamar Lathan, 57, and then Bubba McDowell will fall on this one after Bo Orlando helps out Lathan. McDowell with his 3rd fumble recovery of the year, and none will be bigger than that one probably for his entire career.
After Emmitt Smith's fumble, the Oilers took over at their own 14. They've now driven it to the Dallas 22 with 2 minutes left in overtime, and a 23-23 draw so far, and it's 2nd and 7 for the Oilers. Warren Moon 425 yards passing on the day. And if Givens hold on to that, he did. A shoestring catch by Ernest Givens at the 15-yard line.
A great catch and a great throw by Moon. Moon had a cornerback on a blitz. I believe it's Robert Williams, 23, right in his face. The ball is low, but watch this grab. Fingers underneath. Ball didn't even come close to hitting the turf.
Boy, what a great catch.
You bet.
And a first down at the 15-yard line. Remember, the Oilers lost last week to the Redskins in OT.
Well, they're going to run this ball to the left, put it right in front of the uprights, and put Del Greco in the game to win this one.
And there it is, left side, Lorenzo White. And now cuts back. Warren Moon trying to throw a block. Lorenzo White's inside the 5.
Well, we've talked about the fatigue factor of the Cowboys, and that's what hurts them here. The reverse of the field by Lorenzo White, and the Cowboys just don't have anything left to pursue him. Not exactly how Kevin Gilbride would draw it up, but he's got to love the results.
Houston with a timeout. They've got one left. They have the ball at the Dallas 3. That's how much time's left in overtime.
Well, you're looking at Kevin Gilbride there with the headset on next to Jack Pardee, and as Warren Moon comes over, you're seeing one happy coordinator and one real confident one because of the guy that's got the trigger, and that's Warren Moon. He knows that he can tell Warren just about anything. Warren has seen it, Warren has experienced it, and the play that will be called, Warren will take care of the ball and make sure it's executed properly.
They've executed to the tune of 585 yards of offense today.
And you're almost wondering if they want to take one more shot, that they may not trust their field goal kicker, whoever he may be.
Warren Moon back to the Oiler huddle. It is 1st and goal, Houston, at the Dallas 3-yard line.
Well, they like the double cut to the inside receivers. They've thrown it about 3 times today in this situation.
Lorenzo White has a 4-yard touchdown run to his credit today. He's the single setback. And a ball is loose.
He got it back, though. Almost missed the handoff.
Oh, brother.
He lost his hat, but he got the most important thing, and that's the ball. Almost a missed handoff by Moon and White. Watch as Moon comes out. Ball is a little bit high, and last week against the Redskins, Lorenzo fumbled on a very similar type of play. Ball is handed off too high. Lorenzo's just running away from Moon, and he takes a shot right in the forehead after his helmet is gone. But I tell you what, that would have hurt a whole heck of a lot more if he didn't recover that fumble.
Del Greco counting his chances, his yards, and his blessings. He missed a 41-yarder earlier that would have won it for Houston, or at least put them in front by 3 in the waning moments of regulation. He's back on the field now. This is the longest football game for the Oilers since 1979, and Tony Fisher, you talked about earlier, ended that one.
And we got to remind people that about 7, 8, 9 hours ago when we started this thing, the Cowboys blocked 2 punts in a row. So they obviously have something up their sleeve. Avezzano has the entire field goal blocking team over on the sidelines, and they're mapping their strategy.
And now the Cowboys have taken a timeout. We'll take a break. 32 seconds to go in OT. Marty looks on his kicker, trying not to look at anything except the path where the snap, the hold, and his kick will be. The Oilers have never beaten Dallas here in the Astrodome. They have gone to 32 seconds remaining in overtime to try to do it now.
Well, and when they go to expansion in the National Football League, they got to find a way to capture this excitement by having these type of situations, these natural rivalries, play every year.
A 23-yard field goal attempt by Al Del Greco. He told us before the game, I thought this week I was going to have to find a real job. He's got one now.
Snap by Bruce Matthews, perfect hold by Montgomery, and Del Greco sends everybody home happy.
Never a doubt from 23 right through the middle. He hit from 52, he hit from 19, he hit from 22, and he says that 23-yarder will do just fine. The Oilers win it in overtime. What a game we've had. That's going to do it. For Dan Fouts, I'm Brad Nessler.